News 13 took a look at the number of Bay County residents being vaccinated to find that African Americans only account for 7% of the total vaccinations. A disparity for sure, but why? We spoke to a local doctor as well as a community leader for more insight. As of this week, 25,547 Bay County residents have gotten the COVID-19 vaccine. 1,355 of those are African Americans, 7% of the total vaccination group, even though blacks comprise 12% of the local population. While a lack of transportation or access to computers may account for the lower vaccination rate, Bay County physician Dr. Albert Mapp points to other factors.
We see a disparity, and partly due to the among the African American community and people of color, just a general distrust and mistrust of the medical community.
Mapp says this is not a new phenomena.
This is generational. This has been something that we've seen in the African American community for generations and generations.
The most notable example, the Tuskegee experiments, which occurred from 1932 all the way until 1972. Researchers used African American men to determine how untreated syphilis would affect the body without telling the patients what they were doing.
So that's probably the most notorious example of the mistreatment that the African Americans have received from the federal government.
Janice Lucas, the executive director with the LEAD Coalition, says she's seen the COVID-19 virus take a toll on the community.
So one of the reasons that the COVID-19 is so much more detrimental to vulnerable populations is because we tend not to go to the doctor on a regular basis.
Lucas is a Panama City native, and the fight against COVID-19 is personal.
We were looking at numbers, the numbers each day. And as the numbers got higher, they became faces. They became people that we know.
Lucas feels the vaccine can be a lifeline for her community.
But that's, in my opinion, the only way and the best way for us to get ahead of the virus.
Lucas adds several community organizations have been hosting mass vaccination events at the Lynn Haven Senior Center. They're in talks with local hospitals about transporting these vaccines to local communities to make it even more accessible to residents. Reporting in Panama City, Tess Rowland, News 13, Panhandle Strong.